Welcome back, everyone, to Marketing Minute with Ronald Couming. And today we're going to talk about 10 tips to increase your SEO in the year 2021. What I've done is I've created a bunch of tips, 10-tip series, and I'm going to give each tip individually and then eventually do a whole series of 10. What this does is it allows you, the viewer, to get these tips individually, bite-sized tips, so they're easy to digest, check them out, maybe Google something, some words if you don't understand. But also because if I give you so much information, some of it might not sink in, some of it might be too much, might not have enough time to listen to all of them. Out of 10 tips, only 4 might apply to you. So maybe let me turn off the music. Some of the tips may not really apply to you or resonate with you, so you want to look at the title of the segment that I'm given so you can laser focus on something that you're curious about or may need to work on. The other thing is, by doing that, and this is an SEO bit of information as well as content, if I was to give just 10 tips in one long hour-long video, it would be one piece of content, maybe have it transcribed. So now I could have the transcription alone, the video alone, put them together. That's 3 pieces of content. If I do the 10 tips and then the one whole, but I do the 10 tips individually, it now creates 33 pieces of content, right? Minimum. And then I share them on like 11 different social media platforms. But if you notice in the descriptions below are the entire transcript of the points for this tip, but also links to all my social media and websites, and also a couple of links to A, set up an appointment with me, and B, for some free resources. So if you're looking to create and grow a Facebook group, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, on-page SEO, there's resources there, step-by-step guides, totally free. But by doing this, I'm also getting all those links, backlinks, cross links, and all that. So kind of like, what I'm doing, if you look just not at the tips, but how I'm presenting them, this is a great way. Just look at what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, mirror and match it, and it will help you. So today's 10 tips for 2001, we're on tip 8 out of 10, and that's the SERP, which is the search engine's ranking page, layout and functionality changes. So there's going to be some changes and stuff coming in 2021 that you need to know about, why they're coming about, and how you can utilize them. Thanks to Google Passage. Now I've written some stuff, so I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to ad lib. Thanks to Google's Passage ranking, experts expect to see a big change in the entire way content is viewed and laid out in website changes. Why have a page on a generic topic and then subpages on specifics when you can have one long page for it all, and know that Google will drive the user where they need to go? Isn't that the best of both worlds? And that they'll be doing that and doing that similarly with video. Sorry, things keep popping up. But so keep in mind, years ago, I knew that creating like a one-page website was very difficult, because if you had a one-page website and it was so long, but the titles but remember, the URL was just like one URL. And so the bots come in, Google bots come in from the top down. So if you had just one long page with all your different sections on it, and then somebody clicks on it and it goes to that section, that might be functional for the user, although I don't think it's the best for the user, but it might be functional for the user. But the search engines would only see the top URL. So as far as SEO goes, years ago, I honestly think that was a bad practice. But according to Google's Passage ranking, Google has a Passage ranking, so that might be changing. So here is what Fraggle is. Have you ever heard of Fraggle optimization? Well, that's going to be big in 2021 for SEO. So I'm going to read you the definition of Fraggle. Fraggles are a combination of fragments and handles that rank in Google search results when clicking when clicked. Fraggles scroll directly to specific sections of an article, forum, or web pages. Fraggle or passages are important because they really improve Google's ability to find and lift exactly the information that the users are looking for. Strong page and schema structure help with Fraggle's passage optimization, but it will likely be important to have text that is easy and has natural language for processing to evaluate, that has a high readability score. So you got to balance, technology with what the person can actually digest. You don't want to talk so heady that the person you're trying to get the information to doesn't understand it. If you're in a particular field, you're an expert at it, you're a specialist at it, you've studied it. So the terminology related to that field, you and other people who are in that field know it inside out. But somebody who is a business coach might not know the terms of SEO, or if they're a plumber or a lawyer, you know what I mean? Now, the terms in their industries, I wouldn't know, nor would most SEO or digital marketers know, right? So it's not that anybody's stupid or dumb. It's just that everybody has studied and specialized in different areas. So make sure when you're creating your content that you're creating it in such a way that it's receptive to the user. But keep in mind now that Google has a passage ranking now. It's changed their ranking. So you're going to start to see longer pages of text. But in order for that to really work, you're going to have to make sure that your schema and that you have strong page and schema structure to really help with the search engines understand exactly where on the page things are located, and make sure you're using your header tags, and there might be header tag 1, 2, and 3. Make sure, those should be like bold and bigger letters. There's all sorts of little things. But if you have any questions about your SEO, just for right now, tip 8, SERP, search engine rank page layout and functionality changes are coming factually to how Google sees things. So if you're creating a blog or you're creating a website and you don't understand how the search engines index things and then determine who they're going to pull up, no matter how good your service is, how well it's priced, how many great reviews you have, how many people you can serve and really help and make a difference. If you're not properly indexed, you might get 1/10 or 1/20th of the client base to serve, or to even see your material to then determine. So you really, you can have the best products, the best service, the best solutions, the best pricing, the best reviews, but if people can't find you when they're looking for your products or service, you don't have anything, right? So anyhow, if you need any help with any type of your on-page SEO, whether it's creating your websites, updating your websites, doing the on-page SEO, off-page SEO, understanding how your overall online presence, and it's not just your website, it's your YouTube, it's your Google My Business, it's your social media platforms, it's Reddit, it's all these different things, Twitter, all these different social media platforms combined to make your online presence. And if you're not effectively and efficiently utilizing all of them, but your competitor is, or somebody who does something similar to you, they're going to get 10 times the business you are. And again, it's not so much just about the money, although that's important, right? Money doesn't buy happiness, but neither does poverty, right? But if you're here to help and serve people and make a difference in their lives, you're just going to have a significantly less amount of people to help. So Ron Couming from RCS Online Solutions, we can certainly help you with all your on-page, off-page SEO needs, as well as building your infrastructure or updating an infrastructure that you currently have, so the search engines can appropriately index you, consider you when someone is putting in a search for something, and you can be considered by customers and clients. Ron Couming, and you can contact me at ron@rcsonlinesolutions.com, and I hope to serve you someday. Have a great day.